Hey, what's up everyone? Nick here. Welcome back to my Evil Within 2 Let's Platinum series, and this is it. This is the moment that I've been dreading since starting this series. This is part 19 in the series, however, this is part 1 of Classic Difficulty. So, there's no point in an introduction, there's no point in beating around the bush. I'm going to just start a brand new game. Looks like you can't even play AKUMU unless you make an account. That's weird. But we're doing classic mode. Alright, so a special mode for old school survival horror fans. There are no autosaves, the number of saves is limited, and neither weapons nor skills can be upgraded. Okay? And then here they give you your final warning. Are you sure you want to do classic mode? You guys wanted this. You guys wanted a Let's Platinum. So here we are. I hope you're happy, because I sure as hell am not. No, I am. Here we go. Classic difficulty. Cheers. I got, I'm comfortable. Had a good lunch. Good day so far. Got a little physics worked into my morning. Energy drink. Nice and cold. Cracked open. Let's do this. Cheers. Okay. So, how is this playthrough going to work? First, chapters 1 and 2 are basically all cinematic, alright? So, there's not a lot going on in chapters 1 and 2, and one of the things that makes me the most mad is that I think that they should have just given you an automatic save at the end of chapter 2, because I don't feel like you should have to replay chapters 1 and 2 over and over and over again. It's really quite annoying. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with classic mode, again, I didn't really give an introduction because I figured I would work up to it during these first 2 chapters.
Lily, I'm here.
Classic mode is the hardest difficulty of the game when the game first came out. Now, when the Evil Within 1 came out, the hardest difficulty was AKUMU mode. And what that was it was the hardest difficulty of the game with the added perk that if you got hit once, you were dead. So it was a one-hit kill mode. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people didn't even bother trying it. I fall in the category of people that loved it. I loved everything about AKUMU mode. I thought it was one of the best, hardest difficulties I've ever come across. And so when the Evil Within 2 came out, I was looking forward to doing another AKUMU playthrough for this game. But when the game came out, they said, "Oh, never mind. We're not doing AKUMU. We're doing something else, which we're calling classic difficulty." And I was optimistic. I said, "All right. I'll give it a shot. You tell me what this is all about."
You're awake. Good.
Unfortunately, it's not AKUMU, and it's not very fun. It's just it's just not good. But we have to do it. That's the problem. It is a trophy. So what I'm going to attempt to do, because chances are you're going to hear me complaining a lot in the remaining videos of this series. So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna spend time talking about why I hate AKUMU mode, because it's just gonna go on forever. So instead, what I'll do is keep this a bit more informative for the time being. So I'm sorry, classic mode, not AKUMU mode. So classic difficulty. It's the hardest difficulty of the game. There are no autosaves. And in terms of manual saving, you can only save your game 7 times. So the game is 17 chapters long. You can only save your game 7 times. Alright, so games have done this in the past. One of the most famous ones, I think, is Dead Space 2, or maybe it's Dead Space 3, where you have to beat the whole game with, like, 2 saves or something like that. So this isn't a brand new mechanic. It's been used before. The idea of limited saves has also been seen in other games like Resident Evil, those types of games. I think, a common similarity, like a more recent game, is Resident Evil 7, a game I covered when it first came out. They had something called Madhouse mode, and it was essentially the same thing. There were no autosaves, and there were limited manual saves, but I'm pretty sure there were more than 7, because in Madhouse mode, in order to save your game, you had to find a cassette tape, and I'm pretty sure there were more than 7.
I'm coming, Lily.
But with this game, that's not the case. With this game, you only get 7 saves. And so, right off the bat, the biggest strategy, and I know this sounds cliche or generic, but the biggest strategy is just preparation. If you're playing a game like Halo or Gears of War, and you decide to play it on the hardest difficulty, you can kind of just jump in and do it. Like, sure, it helps if you played the game before, but those types of linear first-person or third-person shooters, you just do it, right? You don't have to really work your way up to anything. But with this game, given that you only have 7 chances to save your game, you really have to know the game in and out. You have to know, where should I be saving my game? You know, should I save my game before the Stefano boss fight? Should I save my game after that boss fight? Should I save before? You really have to kind of dissect every part of the game and think about what are the hardest parts of the game in terms of, if I were to do this, I don't want to do it again, right? So, perfect example is the cabin fight in Chapter 10. You're given a chance to save your game before the cabin fight, and you're also given a chance to save your game after the cabin fight, right? So
a bunch of Mobius.
What I did, and what I'll still be doing in this playthrough, is I did both. I saved my game before the cabin fight and after the cabin fight, because with the cabin fight, I knew that once I did it, that was something I never wanted to do again. Because that's just the nature of classic mode. If you die, you're going to have to redo a lot of gameplay. So the first strategy is just really sitting down and actually trying to map it out, right? And going in with a generic plan of where you're going to be saving your game. Now, of course, another big strategy is being adaptable. That's one thing I always preach when playing video games, is you could go in with a strategy, but you have to be able to kind of change it on the fly, right? And the same holds true here. So, at the moment, starting this game, I have a plan for where I'm going to be saving my game. So right now, my plan is, save number 1 is going to come at the start of Chapter 7, okay? So that's the only thing you have to do in Chapter 7 is visit the 2 rooms to get the 2 keys, and then you can go to Chapter 8. My second save is going to take place at the end of Chapter 9, so that's after you beat Stefano, after you go through the torture dungeon, and after you kill the first set of disciples. I'll save my game. Then, right after that save, that's when the cabin fight takes place. So what I'll do then is I'll save my game number 3 at the start of Chapter 11. So that's when you get to Torres's safe house. Alright? Save number 4 will come at the start of Chapter 13. So that is before doing the firewalk with Hoffman. And then save number 5 will come at the start of Chapter 14, which is after the firewalk, because the firewalk is another one of those sections that once you do it, you really don't want to have to do it again. And you're probably going to die so many times during it that you don't want to have to redo a bunch of gameplay before the firewalk. Alright, so then save number 6 is going to be at the start of Chapter 15. That's when we get past Theodore's whole section. And then finally, save number 7 is going to be at the start of Chapter 16, right before the Myra boss fight. Now, for the most part, this is incredibly similar to how I did it back when I did my classic walkthrough. The only difference is I eliminated one save early in the game and opted to use it later in the game, because on my classic walkthrough, I saved my game at the start of Chapter 15, and that was my last save. So I had to do all of Chapter 15, all of the Myra boss fight, and Chapter 17 all in one go. So the only thing I've opted to do here is I want to try to get to Chapter 7 without saving my game, okay? So, in all reality, that's not terribly difficult, again, especially if you're familiar with the game. In fact, what I was originally planning on doing is I was originally planning on... Wait, why am I picking up the document? I don't need these anymore. It's just habit.
Whoever did this must have enjoyed
Originally, I was planning on going all the way to Chapter 8 before saving my game. And I was going to save right before the Stefano boss fight. Now, granted, like I said, you have to be adaptable, you're flexible. So I might still end up doing that, but the main reason why I decided to save my game at the start of 7 instead of halfway through 8 is because Chapter 7, it's where you have to go through those 2 rooms. One of them has a bunch of enemies, the other one has Obscura. In particular, it's the Obscura room. The Obscura room is a bit too unpredictable in my opinion, and it's something that I feel like can really screw up an hour and a half's worth of progress. The other factor that goes into this, or that goes into that decision, is that I had my game crash in Chapter 8, right before saving, before the Stefano boss fight. And apparently I wasn't the only one. That was actually a pretty common place where people were experiencing game crashes. And it's just, it would be absolutely heartbreaking to do an hour and 45-minute worth of gameplay, get all the way, you're basically halfway through the game, and then your game crashes before you can save. I just don't think it's worth that risk. Now again, as I go through this video, my mind might change. I might change my opinion on that. But for the time being, that's kind of the decision that I've made. But yeah, so here we go. Chapter 2. I guess technically this is the first place in the game you can die. So it's not to say Chapter 2 is completely without its concerns, but, you know, for the most part, it's really annoying to have to redo Chapters 1 and 2 over and over and over again. Okay, so we're just going to do the same old thing here. Stefano's gonna walk away. As soon as he starts walking away, you can go through this door. I like to crouch just to be safe, but unless you do something stupid, I don't think he actually will get up and see you.
I gotta find a way.
Now another thing I need to talk about is how I'm actually going to publish these videos, right? Because you're allowed 7 saves, as I mentioned, so that means that there are 8 segments of gameplay here. So in terms of a minimum, doing this should take 8 videos. And like I said, this is part 19, you know, so it would end before 30 videos, the entire series, the entire Platinum Trophy. The problem is, like right now, I'm sitting down and I'm playing Classic Mode. I could get all the way to Chapter 6 and have an hour and a half worth of video, and then I die. And then I have to redo it all over again. So I don't want to sit here publishing video after video of no progress being made. So basically what I'll do is this video here, this first video, no matter what, I'll publish it. So if I'm successful and if I get all the way to where I'm trying to go, I'll publish this video, no matter what. But then moving forward, I'll probably only keep the successful runs. Okay, so if it takes me 10 tries to beat Chapter 8, I'm not going to upload 10 different videos of failures. I'm just going to upload the one successful attempt. However, I might still, you know, throw in some of the footage of my deaths just so, I mean, 1, for entertainment purposes, 2, so you could see maybe what I did wrong and you can, you know, figure out for yourself how to move past that. But yeah, ideally, like I said, this video here, this is part 19 in the entire series. I would imagine that this series goes to 29 to 30 videos long. That would be my estimate. And that's assuming I'm successful. You know, I've beaten Classic Mode before. I beat it on the Xbox. I have the achievement to prove it. I have the walkthrough to prove it. And, you know, it's it's somewhat disheartening because when I beat the game on Xbox, I swore to myself I'd never do it again. I swore to myself I would never play Classic again. But then I started to get more into PlayStation. I started to get more into trophy hunting versus achievement hunting. And now I have my YouTube channel that's doing well. And so it's just... so somehow here I am. I swore I'd never be back. It's kind of like Sebastian in a way. It's kind of funny. You know, Sebastian went through hell in the first game and swore, oh, I'm never going to go back into STEM. And then sure enough, he finds himself back in STEM. So, I don't know. Draw from that what you will. I think it's kind of funny. So here we go. We're just running from the Guardian. This is all... You know, this has all been done before. Again, technically, you could die if you were to just stand still, but, I mean,
Trapped in here.
Unless you're an idiot, you're not going to do that.
Maybe not.
Okay, so now we're going to climb up the vent here. And we're almost done with Chapter 2, so... I mean, you could see, you know, Chapters 1 and 2 combined, it takes about, like, 20 minutes to get through it, and that's skipping the cutscenes, which is another thing I'm going to be doing now, is I'm going to be skipping all the cutscenes. So anyway, for the time being, let me talk about some other stuff, just why not. At the time of recording this video, it is January 3rd, 2019, so first off, Happy New Year to all you guys. I forgot to say it in my video, but Happy New Year. Second, My channel recently just passed 4,000 subscribers, so that's pretty cool. Thank you for anyone new to the channel. Thank you. I think, you know, 5,000 is kind of that next big milestone. Like, in my mind, the big milestones are 100, 500, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, kind of going in the terms of ones and fives. I think those are like the really big milestones. So, you know, being at 4,000, it's getting close to 5,000, something I never in a million years thought would have happened when I started this channel. So that's pretty cool, and thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Another cool thing is, you know, my most viewed video. So I just got a button mash here. So my most viewed video on the channel, I think it's a Gears of War 4 video, and I think it has like 28,000 views. But one thing that YouTube also tracks is total views across all of your videos. How many total views have you accumulated? And I'm actually getting close to 1 million, which is pretty cool. Like, I know, again, you know, a lot of YouTubers out there, they get 2 million videos just on, or 2 million views on every video. So 1 million is nothing. But, you know, for a small channel like mine, 1 million's a cool number. To think that people have watched my collective amount of videos 1 million times. That's just kind of cool in my opinion. You're welcome to disagree, but I think it's cool, and I think it's something to be proud of. And I'm getting close. I think at the moment I'm at like 850,000, somewhere around there. So that's really cool, and that's something that I'm pretty proud of. In terms of trophies, I just finished the Spyro trophies, so I made a walkthrough and a Let's Platinum for the first Spyro game. I got the Platinum trophies in all 3 Spyros, Spyro 1, 2, and 3. I was actually kind of disappointed. The games were fun, don't get me wrong. Playing the game was a lot of fun, but the Platinum trophies really were not much of a challenge. They basically took me like a day to get each of them. They just weren't very challenging. And kind of like with the Crash Bandicoot Platinums, that was a lot of fun. Like, it was really hard. It was really challenging, but it was worth it. I just didn't get that experience with Spyro. It was not a challenge at all.
Maybe this is the right place.
But so I got those, and I think right now I currently have 41 or 42 Platinum trophies. I can't remember the exact number. This game here, this will probably be my next one, but at the moment, a game that I'm playing for fun is Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So you guys remember I made a walkthrough for that game. That actually turned out to be a really successful walkthrough. I think every video in that walkthrough has more than 10,000 views, which is really cool. But that was my walkthrough, but I also have to just, you know, in terms of my own fun, I'm working towards the Platinum in that game. I just finished last night. I got 100% completion, all the collectibles, and there are a lot of collectibles. I got all the collectibles, all the challenges, everything like that. So really all that's left to do is I have a couple combat-related trophies to get, and then the Platinum will be mine. So it's not going to be hard, but it's just, you know, there's still stuff to do. All right, I got to get ready here, because as soon as I skip this cutscene, I'm going to be thrown into my first combat. Okay, so remember, you have to kill this girl. I guess technically I could die here if I miss. Okay, so what you want to do, follow standard military protocol there. Don't go for headshots. You'll notice how I shot her square in the chest on every single shot, all right? There's a reason that they teach you to aim for the center of mass. Okay, so that's exactly what you want to do there. It took 4 shots to put her down. Again, 4 shots straight to the chest. Don't go for headshots. Don't try to be clever. Don't try to shoot her ankles and hope that she falls down. Just 4 shots to the chest, 5 if you need to. Get the job done. Okay. Now, before going outside, we're going to come up here because I think there was ammo up here that the game gives you. 5 rounds, so look at that. We already made back what we spent. Oh, wait, I got a quick, what's it called? Quick equip my weapon. Reload. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, now remember, little trick here. This is something you have to really focus on in classic mode is ammo conservation, right? Try to conserve every resource you can. So you're going to do the same thing here. You're going to get your sprint up, kick that door open, and then just run past that guy. He should not chase you. See, he's going to go right back to the door. Look at that. Look at that idiot. Okay? So don't waste any ammo on him. Just run right past him. Alright, guys, and that is, actually, I guess technically that's not all of Chapter 2. There is still the little stealth encounter we have to do before getting back to O'Neill's area. Another good tip, another good thing to keep in mind is going for resources. You have to develop a very good balance when you're doing classic difficulty, and what I mean by that is, you know, on my previous playthrough of the game, I was playing on Nightmare mode, and you remember in Chapter 3, Chapter 3 took me like 2 hours to get through it because I had to get all the collectibles, I was scavenging for all the resources and whatnot. It took a while, and there were a lot of resources that were kind of hard to get. Like, so if you can just remember, there was the part in Chapter 3 where you go underneath the auto shop, and there's like a bunch of resources down there, but there's also a lot of enemies down there. Now, on Nightmare difficulty, you can do that, because if you happen to get killed, which I did, you just reload the checkpoint, right? There, no harm, no foul. But on Classic mode, sure, you know, those resources would really help you, but it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Okay.
Some of them are still alive.
And another thing is, for example, on this difficulty, you can't upgrade your weapons. You know, you can't upgrade the weapons. You can't upgrade the you can't upgrade the weapons. You can't upgrade Sebastian's attributes. So why would you watch out for her? So why would you waste time going after weapons parts and high grades weapon parts and all that stuff when they don't even help you? Okay, so items like this, if they're right in front of you, sure, get them. It's worth it. But otherwise, it's just not really worth it. Okay, so that's kind of step number 1. All right, so here we go. Now we're going into the first stealth area of the game. So you'll remember there's 3 enemies here in the parking lot. Okay, so typically I'm gonna go for her first. You could kill this guy first, but I don't know, given that he's already preoccupied, sometimes it's easier to just leave him alone. So you see this girl off in the distance. She's going to eventually circle back to this car here. And you're just going to want to figure out her pathing. Okay, so you could see now she's going to stop. Again, this guy, he's not going to do anything as long as you don't do anything stupid. Alright, so now I'm going to get ready to make my move as soon as she turns around. Alright, here we go. Okay, so she's going to stop right there. She's going to stay there for a little while. Okay, watch her over-the-shoulder movements. And there we go. That is stealth kill number 1. Alright, again, don't ever sit there waiting for a resource because there's no green gel in this game. Okay, so now we're going to come over here and kill this guy. Okay, so this is the perfect example of what I was just talking about, where you have to find a balance. So this guy over here, why would I kill him, right? Because look, the door is wide open. I can just run for the door. So why would I bother trying to kill this guy? All I'm doing is bringing about unnecessary risk. Well, the reason I'm going to kill him is because you could see that in this car right here, there is some gunpowder, all right? Now, this is where you just have to kind of do a risk assessment. You know, you have to say, okay, is killing this one enemy worth that gunpowder? Well, if this enemy was walking around and he had an unpredictable path, maybe not. Maybe I would just skip him. Maybe then the gunpowder's not really worth it. But in this case, he's preoccupied. He's tearing apart poor Jimmy over there. You know, so there's really no risk. All right, so now, there we go. See, I can slash open the windows, and none of the other enemies are going to hear me. Because I killed him, I'm good to go, and there we go. So, chapters 1 and 2 are now complete. Took me about 22 minutes. I don't know. There was a little lag in my camera. But the point is, that's it. That's chapters 1 and 2, okay? And so a lot of people get kind of mad and they say,
Oh, fuck.
you know, chapters 1 and 2 are just so trivial that you should not have to redo them if you were to die. Like, right here, the game should give you an automatic checkpoint. This should be like a freebie. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So, you know, it's nice to think what ifs, but that's just not the case. So, there's no point in losing sleep over it. I guess there's no point in getting angry about it. That's just what it is. Alright? If you happen to take any damage, don't use any of these syringes because we're about to enter O'Neill's safe house where we'll get access to a coffee maker, which replenishes your health. So you won't have to, you know, don't waste any resources.
Don't come any closer! Okay.
So you can't skip this first little part.
Don't shoot.
But we're doing well so far.
I'm not gonna hurt you. See?
Oh man, everyone's calling me when I record.
I'm on your side.
I said this a little while ago, right?
You're not Mobius.
Everyone always calls me when I record.
You might not be one of those things.
Can I skip this yet?
That doesn't mean you're on my side.
Yeah, so I won't let you skip
right.
this
I don't
until
work for Mobius,
I don't know,
but
some
I was
point.
sent here by them.
Have you seen what those things out there?
There we go.
So you're not.
I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'm done.
They can't.
Okay, so
If
we're
you're
just
at this, is
skipping
what I
all
mean.
of
I detected
this.
some signals
We're
nearby
not going to
that
be doing
resonate
the
with
side
force
quest
frequency.
here.
We
There's
were
no
trying to track them
point.
when we got attacked. Here, listen to this.
You're not going to really get any extra resources out of it,
Sounds like a
so
little girl,
there's no
right?
point.
Quiet. Was that?
I think so. No way to.
How do I?
Your once you're out, you'll probably. It wouldn't
No way.
suit yourself.
All right,
Let's
come on.
pair up our
Oh,
communicators.
Jesus.
That way I can tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can just skip that conversation because again, there's no we're not going to be doing the side quest because it's just not worth it on classic mode. In terms of health, let me see. It's not showing me. Okay, so I am missing a little bit of health, so might as well drink some coffee and replenish that. Now you'll see there's a workbench here. Like I said, in classic mode, you can't make upgrades to your weapons, which is another thing that a lot of people thought were really stupid. Like,
Takes the edge off.
classic mode is fine, but why can't you make upgrades to Sebastian? Why can't you make upgrades to weapons? That just doesn't make sense. And I agree with that. I think that is stupid. Anyway, so I'll just kind of show you here. If you go to the workbench, again, in this difficulty, you can't upgrade your weapons, but do remember, you know, still remember that you can craft stuff here, and it's cheaper to craft stuff at the workbench than it is at the, it's cheaper to craft stuff in the workbench than it is out in the open, so still use that. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and save my game. Just kidding. I'm not going to be doing that because, again, this is classic mode, and you don't want to waste a save this early on. That would be the definition of foolish. Alright. So, there goes Tatiana. Now, one thing to keep in mind is the keys.
Who's that?
You can still get locker keys in classic mode, okay? So that's something, you know, being able to get keys, that's really good. That's really helpful. But again, a lot of it boils down to the idea of assessing the risk because, if you see in front of me right now, the church, there's a key in the church, but when you go in the church, you're going to trigger 3 extra enemies. And that's, you know, that's where you have to question, is that worth it? And in my opinion, no, it's not. So I'm not going to get that key. Okay, I'm only going to get the keys that are more or less in the open, more or less the ones that you can get with little to no risk. And the church one, there's too much risk there.
I gotta try to find that signal.
All right, guys. So here we go. We are now in chapter 3. This is the chapter where everyone basically does things a little differently, right? So when I do this, I kind of take the minimalist's approach. So I'm gonna come over here, get that axe. You can see there's an enemy coming over in that direction. Oh my god. Oh boy. Why won't you... Okay, so see, this is where things just get really annoying. So I was going to investigate under the car there. Where is she? Okay, so there she is. So I'm gonna wait for her to go away. I don't even want to bother with her. There's a... I can't tell if that's gunpowder or a glass bottle. Either way, I'd like to pick it up. So I was pretty sure she left after this, but it looks like she's not. So I'm trying... This is actually different. I didn't do this back on my original classic playthrough of the game. So what I'm doing here, this is actually brand new. I've never done it this way before. She's actually going farther than I anticipated. So hopefully she doesn't turn around. But if she does, it's okay, because I'll just run for it. Okay, so got some gunpowder. Cool. Now, where did she go? I'm actually really confused, because I've never done it this way before, and I'm starting to think maybe I shouldn't have. Because it looks like she's over there now. She's all the way over there. That's really interesting, actually. I didn't know she did that. So I'll kind of let her do her own thing for now. I might go and stealth kill her a bit later. Here's the first key, so I'll pick that up, because again, it's out in the open. There is literally zero risk in picking that up. Alright, so now I'm going to come to the visitor center. And remember, the visitor center is kind of your safe room. At any point, if an enemy sees you and you don't feel like you're prepared to kill it, you can run back to the safe room, and for some reason the enemies just typically won't follow you here. I don't want to say that they'll never follow you here, because sometimes things just go wrong, but for the most part I don't think they really come here, which is good. Because it gives you... And I guess, you know, right across the street is the safe house. So, you could even try to run there if you needed to. Yeah, I really have no idea where that girl went. I've never really spawned her before. So, I never really knew what she did. Again, I have an axe. So, even if she sees me, it's not the end of the world. So, I'm actually going to come over here next. And I'm just going to try to get a few more... resources. And are all three of these boxes empty? Yeah, alright, so all three of those boxes were empty. So now I'm gonna come over here. This is where she went, and there is at least one enemy over here, maybe two now. So I'm gonna kind of just take a quick look. Okay, oh yep, so that's where she went. So you can see now there are two enemies over there, in which case I don't think it's worth it, so I'm gonna skip that. I am gonna grab that gunpowder, and then I'm gonna run away, because they will hear that. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of run over here. Again, I got out of there pretty quickly, so I don't really think they're gonna see me. Now let's see what's under this van. Now, you do want to be careful when you're looking under the cars. There are going to be numerous times where you see something glowing underneath a car. Make sure it's safe, because some of those cars have enemies underneath, and yeah, you don't want to go reaching for stuff and then an enemy comes out of nowhere and kills you. Now I'm going to come up here and get that herb so that I can craft a syringe if I need to. Okay, so that's good. So again, with Chapter 3, I do pretty much know what I'm going to be doing. I do pretty much have it all planned out. But again, you do need to be able to improvise here and there. Alright, so this part here, this is actually kind of tricky. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to avoid that area to the left. I'm never going to go there. So I'm going to come over here. Okay, and you're going to see this guy here tearing apart this dude. Now this guy, he's going to get up. Okay, so watch this. He's going to get up, and now he's going to start kind of patrolling the area. Alright, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to wait for him. Alright, so we can kill this guy. It's not hard. Okay, so you could just barely see him right there. I'm rotating the camera. I could just barely see him. I'm going to wait for him to turn. now I'm going to make my move. And again, I picked up an axe. That way, just in case, if he does see me, I can kill him. But otherwise, there you go. There's the stealth kill. Okay? So, one reason killing that guy is good is because this alleyway here, it's just, this is a nice little area to run to if you're trying to lose an enemy. So, it's just nice to have that guy out of the way. It's not necessary to kill him, but I think it's the right call. All right, and especially, you know, like I said, this early on in the game, you can afford to do some riskier things because you haven't gotten much progress yet anyway. But you know, again, it's highly variable to the player. It's up to the player how much risk they're willing to endure. All right, so this guy here, you can basically, there are a couple ways to kill him, but at this point where I'm standing right now, I'm kind of too far away for him to see me, I think. So I'm just going to creep along the outskirts here. You can see he's going to turn around because I think it's easier to kill him from this location. So again, I'm just kind of sticking to the outskirts. I'll stand up now, kind of creep over here, and this should be good. Okay, so now I'll have a easy opportunity to kill him once he does one more pass around. Okay, so here he goes. He's going to turn. He's going to stop. All right. So he's going to do that one more time. He's going to stop. And now on his next turn around, that's when I'm going to go in for the kill. A lot of ways to do it here. You can see there are a lot of AC vents up here, so there's a lot of things you can hide behind if you want to do that differently. But I think that's a pretty good way of doing it. And there we go. Okay, so why did I kill him? Again, why was it worth it? What was the benefit of that risk there? Okay, and that was the sniper rifle. So you could see here's the first piece of the sniper rifle.
Barrel's toast, but the rest of it looks okay. Need to find some parts to fix it.
Okay, so in my initial walkthrough of the game, I actually suggested not getting the sniper rifle. I said, you know what, you're not going to need it. Just don't bother getting it until Chapter 11. I'm changing my mind. I think it is worth it, and I'm going to get it here in this level. Okay? So, what have we done so far? We got the sniper rifle. We're going to have to get the crossbow. In terms of which one you want to do first, I guess that's kind of up to you. I'm going to go for the crossbow first. Alright, so I'm going to stand here for a moment. I'm going to wait for that guy that's standing up. I'm going to wait for him to go away. Okay, now I'm going to make my move. Alright, so here we go. Now these guys, you don't want to fight them. Don't worry about fighting all these guys. It's not worth it. All we're doing is... I'm kind of making my way towards this corner here so I can get the crossbow. Alright, so they're all leaving me alone. Good, good. Okay. So they're all kind of just doing their own thing. So I'm still good. So for the time being, while I have this moment of downtime, I'm going to sneak over here and check if there's any resources. I don't think there is, but... Oh yeah, there is. Look at that. 2 handgun bullets. Okay? So, again, 2 handgun bullets, it's not a lot, but it's something. And who knows? Who knows if those 2 handgun bullets are going to come back to save my life. Okay, so it's worth it. Just pick them up. Just pick them up. Alright, so this part here, this part is a little risky, I suppose. You're going to get the crossbow, and then the enemies are going to come your way. Alright, so what you want to do here is you just want to make a run for it. We're going to run all the way to the visitor center, okay? Or the safe room, whatever one you prefer. But the point is, we're basically just going to make a run for it here, okay? So watch what happens. There's going to be a tremor. The car alarm's going to go off. Alright, so this part always gets me nervous, even though I don't think I've ever actually died here. Alright, there we go. Alright, so I'm just sneaking over here. I'm gonna keep my eyes on them until they see me, okay? So I'm not gonna turn just yet. I'm gonna keep my eyes on all. See, so this guy sees me now. That big guy sees me. Here he comes. I'm gonna run. Okay? He hasn't screamed yet, so chances are no one else knows I'm here. But you can see. So there he is. Okay? So there. It's important to recognize what the enemies are actually thinking. I know that sounds funny, but what just happened is he saw me. Or he didn't see me directly, but he got suspicious. He thought he saw something. So he got up to investigate. Okay? The other thing that can happen is if he were to have actually seen me, he would have screamed. And if an enemy screams, that's when you're in a little more trouble. That's when they'll chase you a little farther. That's when the other enemies in the area will hear you. It's a little tougher. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful there. Okay, so now what we're doing is kind of one of the last little pieces of this. We're going to go for the shotgun. Okay, so I'm back here. I'm behind all of these houses. And we're going to go for the shotgun. And this is probably one of the harder things to do. But it's also, unfortunately, one of the kind of necessary things to do. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and get whatever resources this guy is carrying. My hands are sweating. I'm nervous. I always get nervous. Okay, so now we're in this house, and this is the house that's going to take us to the Marrow, where we're going to get said shotgun. Okay, so let's just go straight there. Let's just go straight for it. Looks like there are no resources there. Alright, so it's gonna be in here. Again, I'm just making sure, seeing if there's any resources. Looks like we're in the clear. Oh. Yeah, I just always get nervous with this. Just always get nervous. Okay, so let's go to the Marrow.
This computer's still working. What the?
So, in particular, as far as this whole stretch of gameplay, so again, like I said, I'm trying to get all the way to the start of Chapter 7 before I save my game. I think that, I would say that the part that gets me the most nervous is Chapter 5. In fact, that's where I first saved my game, back when I did my classic playthrough the first time, because you come to that part where you have to run away from the Guardian, and that's another part that's just very inconsistent. And I might change my mind. I might decide to save my game again at the start of Chapter 5 and then risk having to do one of those. You know, it's tough. It's tough. But anyway, let's do this first. So the reason why this part is hard is because there's a hysteric down here, and I'm hoping she doesn't kill me. So what we're going to do is I'm going to attempt to kill her. On my initial walkthrough of this game, I let her live, but I think I'm going to try to kill her, and I'm going to do that by using 2 stealth kills. I also have an axe, but I don't think the axe will kill her immediately, so I'm not going to risk that. Okay, so there she is. Oh boy. Okay. I hate this so much. Oh, I forgot she did that. Oh, I forgot she did that. Oh god, she's making me so nervous. You know what? Actually, I have a better idea. Last time when I did this, I ran back to the room I came from, but I'm actually going to run to a different room. I think it's safer, because there's an area that there's like this little tunnel that she can't get you. Alright, come on, bitch. Can you please? Oh, jeez. Oh, she's not pathing. She's just staying there. Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna back up a little bit and hope that she starts pathing. Nope, she's stuck. Alright, so I'm gonna sneak over here. Okay, this should get her to start pathing. There she goes. There she goes. Oh boy. Okay. Alright, so here we go. Here we go for attack number 1. Actually, now I'm nervous. What is she gonna do? I should have attacked her. I shouldn't have. Well, shoot, because I'm gonna run that way. That's the direction that I'm gonna run. Shoot, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I'm gonna have to wait for her to turn around one more time. My hands are sweating, guys. Are you gonna move? Or are you gonna try to trick me? Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, you paley-ass bitch. Oh, she tried to trick me there. Alright, here we go. It's now or never. It's now or never. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, okay. There we go. Okay. Oh, wait, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Uh-oh. Now I'm worried. Maybe I shouldn't have done this because now when I go to leave this room, I think those guys are going to come out of the elevator. Oh, I messed up. I think I messed up. That's not good. Crap. Alright, well, I'm going to have to try to go kill her now then. And hope that those two guys don't come out of the... Oh, I can't believe I... Oh, I hope... Oh, God, I might have just screwed up. Because the problem is, once I go back to that room, there's going to be 2 enemies that fall out of the elevator. And if they're there, there's no way I'm going to be able to kill her. So... I might have just screwed myself in the asshole. Oh, shit. Well, let's see. Let's see what happens. Alright, so she's still there. So this is going to be the moments of truth. If I come out here and if 2 enemies come out of that elevator, then I just did that for nothing and I'm going to be in trouble. Okay, so let's find out. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Here we go. So let's see what happens. I should know right away. If the enemies come, they're going to come as I move up. Come on, turn around. Go. Okay, so here we go. This is the moments of truth. Oh, thank God. They're not coming. They're not coming. I can still kill her. Oh, thank God. Thank the Maker. Oh, God. That had me so nervous. Alright, well, still, I can't screw this up. Alright. Oh, boy. This is something I didn't do on my initial walkthrough for the game. I actually just ran past her. Okay. Alright. So I'm gonna... I should have done it there. It's just so nerve-wracking trying to figure out when you should do it. Come on, turn around. Come on. There she goes. Oh, you bitch. Don't do it, bitch. No! No! There's no fucking way! I'm dead. I'm dead. There goes 50 minutes down the drain. Yep. Wow. I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I did this again. She took. Wow. I can't believe that. How did she see? Alright, I'm done. I guess I'll have to redo all of that in the next video. But I promised I would leave this first video up no matter what. So, funny enough, it turned out to be 50 minutes, which is what my normal videos have been. But, that's really frustrating. You see, I played perfectly. I played absolutely perfectly up until that point. And then somehow she got me. Yeah, that's pretty frustrating. That's pretty upsetting. But that's classic mode. So, Bethesda, kiss my ass. All of you guys, I'll see you in the next video.